Do you remember how painful it was to be betrayed, like when a glass suddenly broke at your feet? That quick realization that someone you trusted let you down isn't just a feeling that goes away. It's a lesson in being smart and a call to learn how trust works. Trust is the unseen thread that ties all of our relationships together. It doesn't matter if you're talking to a friend, working with a group, or even just smiling at someone in the grocery store. Trust is always at play. I'm going to tell you a very important truth today. It's about figuring out the complicated patterns of this web, getting to know people, and figuring out who you can trust and value. It's not about throwing judgment shadows on this journey. It's about getting wise and protecting your health in a world where your peace should be respected. This video will help you find your way through the complicated world of people by showing you 9 types of people who may seem trustworthy, but could be holding you back from reaching your goals. It's not about building walls or living in fear. It's about being smart, aware, and caring about your peace of mind. Stoicism shows us how important it is to understand other people's thoughts and actions so that we can choose wisely who to let into our lives. As we go through these types that are based on Stoic ideas, you'll see that it's not enough to just avoid bad things. You also need to embrace good things and make decisions that are in line with living a respectable and honest life. Let's dive in and learn how to handle the complicated world of trust with the calmness and certainty of a Stoic in the 21st century. Number 1. The manipulative individual. Giving someone a pen to draw your picture is like trusting them. For the right person, it's a work of art, but for the wrong person, well, you might not recognize yourself. Now, let's talk about the manipulative person, who is one of the 9 people you really shouldn't give even a color to when it comes to your life. These sneaky people are pros at drawing illusions that make it look like they're on your side when they're really just planning their own plans. Remember that faith goes both ways, but people who try to trick you treat it like a one-way street. Their trick is to confuse you with one hand while the other picks your pocket. It's tricky because they often act nice and accepting, but don't fall for it. Like chameleons, manipulators change their colors to fit their surroundings. But unlike chameleons, who are harmless animals, manipulators change facts, stories, and even feelings to get what they want. Being a bit of a spy is needed to keep this sneaky dodger away. Inconsistencies, half-truths, and that feeling that something is wrong should be on your mind. Being smart and aware is more important than being anxious. If you catch them in the act, it's time for them to leave your life. Philosopher Epictetus was wise when he said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Pay close attention to what isn't being said, to the pauses between words and promises. The truth is often hidden in what isn't said, so get the shield of awareness and the sword of judgment ready. Finally, taking care of your emotional health isn't just a goal, it's a must. And leaving someone who breaks your trust is sometimes the hardest and smartest thing you can do. Remember that you are the artist of your own life. Don't let someone who wants to control you use the brush. Number 2. The constant critic. When it comes to making connections with other people, trust is more important than gold. Think about the person who is always critical and full of opinions. This person throws off the balance, like a bug in your favorite game. Giving them your secrets is like giving them to a ship that is leaking. The critic's words, which are often tougher than needed, show how insecure they are, not how valuable you are. Their complaints, which never seem to end, are like rain on a parade. They bring down spirits and trust. Let's add some humor to the mix, shall we? Think of someone who is always criticizing you as a judge, who sits in the courts of life and says everyone is guilty until proven innocent. They swing their judgment gavel around with all the energy of a cook who adds too much salt to a stew. It would be silly to trust them, like telling a cat not to jump on a laser pen. No matter how funny it is, the Stoics were right. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the person who wronged you." So remember that when someone is always criticizing you, their words don't really show how valuable you are. Getting away from these kinds of people is like picking a calm road over a rough one. Not to show them they're wrong, but to keep your peace and not let their noise bother you. They shouldn't be criticizing you all the time. It should just be background noise. Trust yourself and be smart about how much faith you have, because your journey, not theirs, is what makes you who you are. Number 3. The superficially friendly, the always smiling charmer who moves through groups so effortlessly that it seems impossible. They are the social butterflies of our time because their happiness is contagious, and they always ask, "How are you?" But let's take a moment to think, because not everything that shines is gold. Even though these social masters are making the town red with their friendship, they might just be con artists. The wide smiles on their faces might just be masks that hide a desire to be famous. They change colors like chameleons do, so they can fit in with any group. But remember that a real friend is someone who is there for you when everyone else is gone, not just a passing cloud in your life. Seneca said, "True friendship is always serene." In this dance of social niceties, the people who waltz in the beat of real connection are not the ones who are just friendly on the surface. They may remember your birthday, but will they be there when the cake falls? As quickly as truth hits them, their friendship could be gone, like a thin veil of mist. So as you go through the many ties in your life, make sure you have discernment. Be wary of people who seem nice on the surface. Look for people who value depth over width. Life is like a big quilt, and the stitches of real ties are what hold it all together, not the threads of shallow acquaintances. Number 4. The inattentive listener. Now, let's talk about a figure that we see every day, like a smartphone. These are the people who nod along with glazed eyes while you talk, possibly thinking about what they're going to eat instead of paying attention. It's not very nice to talk to a wall, is it? The modern statue of an inattentive listener may make you angry, but remember what Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." In a world full of messages and digital distractions, the statue of an inattentive listener reminds us how important it is to listen. This is what it would be like if they were looking through their phone, like it was the newest bestseller, while you were telling them a sad story. It's like tennis against a curtain. No serve, no game. It's not just about respect, it's also about getting along. If they can't take their eyes off their screen for a moment to talk to you, why should you waste your time and words? People should not have to deal with background noise while they watch TV or movies. The next time you talk to someone who isn't paying attention, don't just stand there feeling like you're not important. Learn from the Stoics and show that you value your own time and words by walking away. Marcus Aurelius said it well. It's not that we don't have time, but that we waste a good deal of it. Don't let the person who isn't paying attention use your time for something. Number 5. The empathy-lacking individual. As we go through life's complicated web, we often run into people who have lost their humanity. Someone who thinks it's as easy to lie to get something quickly as it is for the rest of us to breathe. Isn't that a scary thought? People like this don't care who gets splashed when they walk through life's puddles. Their ability to understand how others feel is on constant vacation. This lack of humanity doesn't just send up a warning sign, it raises a whole banner. Sometimes people who don't have empathy can break trust like an egg that's always at risk of being broken. A wise Stoic once said, "What doesn't help the hive helps the bee." This quote sums up our journey with people who have trouble understanding humanity. They work alone and fly around without caring about the hive. Their activities, which are only meant to benefit themselves, often cause a lot of sadness. Giving these people our weaknesses is like trusting them, which is a very risky thing to do. As modern-day Stoics, it's up to us to spot these traits and keep a healthy distance. We not only keep ourselves safe, but we also show others how to live in a thoughtful and aware way. Remember that it's not enough to just stay safe. You need to build a community where trust and kindness are not rare. Number 6. The constant irritator. A certain kind of person you might meet is the constant irritant. Think of someone who loves to stir things up and will never miss a chance to poke or prod you. They're great at sneaking jabs, like emotional ninjas who throw little darts that might not hurt one at a time, but do add up over time. That person is always right, never in question, and always ready with a smirk or comment that makes you mad. They seem to have a PhD in making people angry. The really cool thing is that they do it so easily that you might not even believe it's real. Do not fall for it. This is their game and their stage. They move around, making questions and anger mix. And guess what? You don't need to play. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Say this to yourself over and over again when dealing with someone who is always annoying you. People may try to upset you, but remember that your mind is yours, so protect it strongly. Their tricks won't work on you. Don't fight back when they push you. Instead, move out of the way and let their words drift by like clouds on a windy day. There's no shaking in your heart. You're the calm in the storm. That, my friend, is real power. When they say something sneaky to you again, just smile, nod, and move on. You are playing a different game, one of power, peace, and wisdom. Number 7. The eternal victim. Watch out for the trap of the endless victim, a character in life's big play who seems to always be caught in the grip of bad luck. This person's story is a never-ending stream of problems. Every day brings a new set of them. They show off their pain like a badge, but for some reason, they can't do anything about it. Complaining becomes their comfort zone. Anyone who hears them will hear a strange melody of groans and gripes. But here's the catch. They often make their own problems, like a captain who doesn't pay attention to the direction. They make their own storms, and then wonder why the seas are never calm. Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This is especially true for those who feel like they are always being victimized. Their story, which is a mix of despair and passivity, ends up coming true. It might seem kind to offer your help, but be careful. Spend too much time with them, and their troubles could pull you down. Empathy and self-preservation are like two delicate dancers. Remember to keep your feet firmly on the ground when you come across this archetype. You are in charge of your own trip, and even though life's seas are rough, your ship doesn't have to follow someone else's wrong path. Number 8. The two-faced individual. Now we'll talk about the 8th figure on our journey. The chameleon that dresses like a person, the master of masks, the person with two faces. They'll charm you with a beautiful smile and sweet words, but as soon as you turn your back, they'll smear your name in mud. Their web of gossip includes not only you, but also everyone else they can hear. Their skill is going from a warm laugh to a cold stab of betrayal without a hitch. It's like seeing a great actor, but your life is the stage and the action is real. When dealing with someone who has two sides, Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Choose to surround yourself with people who make you feel good, instead of getting caught in their web of lies. Don't keep in touch with people who are bad for you or who lie to you. It's not about being mean. It's about being smart. You're not only taking care of your mental health, but also your image. Remember that an honest enemy is less dangerous than a friend who breaks your trust. Every meaningful connection is built on trust, and when it's missing, there's nothing but instability. Be strong, make the hard choice, and move away. This isn't just pulling away, it's taking steps toward a life full of truth and real relationships. Number 9. The toxic individual. Giving away trust is like giving away free samples at the food store. And when it comes to toxic people, trust is like a luxury they can't afford. This person is like a rain cloud on a sunny day because they are always there in the background of relationships. They are good at turning happy smiles into frowns, which often leaves a trail of doubt and fear. Picture this. You're making a sandcastle of self-esteem when the toxic person shows up with their negative foot and is ready to knock it down. Do you trust them? That's the same as making their foot bigger. Let's hear what a Stoic has to say about this. What happens to you doesn't matter. How you react to it does. Dealing with a toxic person is like being in a stormy sea. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Keep in mind that this person may be going through their own mental storms. Take care of them with a long-handled spoon. Stand far enough away to give an umbrella without getting wet. In the end, what matters is that you keep your own boat steady. Trusting other people can be helpful, but it should be done carefully, especially when working with a toxic person. Trust isn't something that works for everyone. It has to be shaped to fit the person and the situation. You wouldn't just give anyone the key to your house, would you? You would only give it to someone who has shown they will be respectful of your space and not make your living room a circus. In the same way, you should only trust people if they have shown respect, honesty, and a good impact on your life in the past. This is about discovering the ideal level of doubt and trust. To sum up, be careful about who you believe, especially when the toxic person is involved.